Hello, hello, hello. It's your boy James, and I'm joined here by Denny, who you can call the Fox. And that's spelled with a zero, not no.
Wow. Okay. So this story deserves some time. Let's take him back to the Wayback Machine. James and I, back when we were wee lads.
Scottish accent?
Wee laddies. And the thing that all the cool kids did was play Warcraft 3.
It's definitely
Everyone was competing about how cool that was and telling us how cool we were playing Warcraft 3. And of course, back in the day, you had a clan, bro. And if you don't have a clan, bro, then you aren't
a loser.
Yeah, you're not cool.
Yeah.
So of course, I wasn't actually good enough to be participating. In that. So I was there for the comedic relief. Almost exactly like the configuration here. James, expert.
Not exactly.
Pretty much exactly. Me, comedic relief. Sidekick. I'm the Poncho to your Don Quixote.
He went by the Fox.
And my username was the Fox, yeah. Please don't Google me.
I feel like that's generic enough that it's a little ungoogleable.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
The internet's a scary and forever place, so.
I'm sure that the most determined, your stalkers would probably find some info out there, but.
Yeah, they already have.
Okay.
Anyway, we're drinking tea. That's what this show is about.
Yeah.
And today we are drinking some old
Xiaguan.
2003. Okay, sweet.
Yeah. So 19 years old.
And the recipe number?
1445663. It's a mini iron cake. The Xiaguan made a couple of these. I've tried the 2006 version, which is a lot less expensive than this version.
Cool.
And it's a decent tea. So curious to try this.
Yeah.
This first steep, judging from it, might be a little light. So we'll see how it is and kind of go from there. This was sent to me by Emilio from the Jade Leaf. So thank you, Emilio, for what you do. And yeah.
We have a lot of pine on the nose.
Oh yeah, very pine. A little bit of that like camphor menthol type of stuff going on.
I'm drinking some raw Pu'erh, boys and girls.
Tastes very much like the forest, or smells like the forest. Taste wise, I feel like it's a little light to start, but we'll see how it evolves.
Yeah. I know I talked last episode about that tea, the ripe we had being peaty, but this is really actually peaty. It just has that like moss, autumn flavor.
Right, for sure.
Nice little sweetness to it. I think you're right, it's a little bit light right now. You can tell it's going to get a little bit strong.
Yeah, these iron cakes take a little bit to get going.
Right. Definitely warming vibes for me already. Nice aftertaste. Yeah, light, so I'm not getting about as much of the body and textures as I would. And then, it's like pretty uniform in terms of the leaf color, size of the leaves.
Size of the leaves looks very small.
Yep.
Yeah. And the compression of this is very tight. Denny was joking as I was bringing it up that I might be going to the hospital. Thankfully, I am okay.
Yeah.
So, yes, no hospital trip necessary, but it's very compressed tea.
Your tea tray that you do that it's like art. You have all these little holes in it. It's incredible. So, yeah. Here we go. Cheers.
Cheers. Tastes a bit like a barbecue right now.
Totally.
Definitely still pretty smoky.
Yeah. A little bit of sweetness. Yeah, if you like whiskey or like scotch.
Yeah.
This is good.
I feel like there is some sweetness in there, but this is mostly a tea that isn't reveling in a ton of sweetness.
No. No funk, really clean, good quality, good storage. Does not taste older than it is or younger than it is to me. Pretty juicy. I'm not finding it to be really thick or viscous. We'll find out.
Nor am I. And I don't want to push it too hard because I know that it's going to bite back pretty good. So I am trying to avoid that. So I'm going to reboil this water here, see what we get.
Yeah, nice. And in terms for folks at home, James, tea to water ratio?
Yeah, using about 5 grams per 75 milliliters.
Cool.
Yeah. Pretty standard for me. This is not a tea I've actually brewed before, so kind of just exploring it for the first time.
Yeah.
So one thing that will happen too after you do a couple steeps, and you probably are not steeping instantaneously, is that like as the leaves sit in this covered gaiwan, just gonna slowly kind of take that heat and unfurl too. So
yeah, that looks a lot darker.
We are looking at the tea kind of starting to just fill up and get stronger and stronger. We're still sort of in that phase.
Totally.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers. And so, it's still pretty light. It's not like deep red.
Yeah. It's definitely still like a pretty sharp tea. There's some bitterness still at the front.
Yep.
Let's run through it real fast. Mom test?
Nope.
Okay, I agree. Ultralight backpacking?
Nope.
Okay. Ultralight backpacking with dudes with long beards?
Maybe.
you like the right answer is what's the beard length plus
right? Yeah. There's a direct algorithmic beard to bitterness ratio.
Yeah, it's called the beard curve.
Our audience has already heard of it, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's pretty common knowledge.
Yeah, pretty big. Anyway, this is hitting the spot. We just had like some good Vietnamese food for lunch. So this is a nice counterbalance to that. Definitely agree with you. More time on this would make it too bitter for me. I'm surprised. I think you're right. It's still got plenty of sharpness and bite to it because it's pretty thin.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I thought it'd be
flavorful,
like
but
a little juicier. Like I wish there was a little more body, but you can feel tasting the tea that you can't push this too much, otherwise it's just gonna get too bitter.
Crazy to say that you could actually age this longer and probably expect some better results.
But I think you could age this longer and expect some better results.
Yeah.
I think this probably could have withstood like even a little more aggressive storage too, frankly.
Yeah. No, I agree. Interesting. It's not like this intense bitterness. Sometimes people mistake the flavor of charcoal and roasted flavors and earthiness for bitterness, right? People think of coffee and they think those flavors equals bitter. You can have those flavors and not have them be bitter. Or you can have bitterness and not have those flavors present at all. It's like having a scotch with a little hint of sweetness without any of that apple-y thing and just the smokiness. And then just, a nice bite to it.
Yeah, and you could just tell that this tea was probably very, very smoky when it was young. In fact, I actually get more smokiness in the taste than the nose, which is a little unusual for me.
Yeah, this is God, Xiaguan's so like freaking prolific. It's pretty incredible. I would say this is definitely like a grab and sit on. So when you had the 2006, was it less aggressive?
It's been a few years since I've had it, but yeah, I think it was less strong. I think the material, and I think there's one reason, there's a big price difference between stuff from the early 2000s and mid 2000s, and part of it is I think the material from the early 2000s is definitely a little better, and the quantity they were making is also a lot less back then.
There's almost a relationship to the strength of the flavors and like how long you want to age it, and then the expected price. So if you know you have something good as like a template, you're a Pu'erh maker, and you know there's going to be promise there, then that exact difference of knowing the material is going to age out much longer gives you a much higher expected value at the end of it.
Right.
And makes it a bit more interesting. I can't really detect what delicate flavors in this would develop over time that we're missing. I'm not getting too many hints of stuff that I'm like, oh, that's just appearing. For me, this is still, frankly, pretty sharp.
Yeah, pretty rugged still. Yeah, I mean, you would expect that the edges to soften up a little bit and hopefully the body to thicken a little more.
Mm-hmm.
You can definitely tell that there's some good stuff in this tea, but I do tend to agree with you that this is not quite to the level that I would want to drink it very often.
It's getting sweeter now. We've gotten past a little bit of that bitterness.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I want something a bit thicker, especially for these flavors. So this is a grab and keep, as opposed to maybe like a drink right away.
Right.
Well, I mean, obviously you don't drink it right away. But, yeah, interesting tea. Do I enjoy it? That's an interesting question. I don't know. Not really. Not in its current format.
It's just a little too rugged.
Yeah, it's like you're seeing a stallion that's just bucking the trainer.
What are we looking at?
A stallion looking off at the stallion, Plato's stallion world.
Yeah,
and you can tell there's promise in that young buck, horse, buck, and bucks are for like deer, aren't they? Mare, no, stud.
Shit,
and the young stud, you can just, we're back. We tell the young stud, oh, there's just some promise there.
Yeah.
But for now, he's just bucking people off and biting hands.
Yeah.
Like a little punk.
And there you have it, our poetry with the fox segment.
There you go. So that's basically what this tea is like. If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I don't know why you would. I feel like at this point, people who have been exposed to us know to avoid. They're like, okay, I know what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
I'm gonna...
Or they know to click more and have their mom click more and the grandma click more. We're a generational superstar for some families.
Yeah. So with that, check us out on tdb.org for more written and video content. The tea guru himself has blessed us.
Tea guru. Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next time for something maybe a little bit less intense.
Cheers.
Peace.